What's happening, everyone? In this video, we're going to take a look at Juri's unique system mechanic in Street Fighter 6. Most characters in this game have some kind of unique thing that shows on the screen how you if it's active or whatever it might be. Juri's is pretty simple. It's basically just a system of stocks that enhance some of her moves, and it's kind of up to you to figure out the complexities of how it works. I'm just going to show you how to access it and what they all do so you can build from there. So let's get started. So the first thing to look at is the system itself. She can carry up to 3 stocks called Fuha that you see directly under her health bar with the yin yang symbol. These basically just enhance moves that she already has, and if you do one of those moves, it will automatically consume one of the stocks. You have no control over it. You can't save them for anything like that. They will get used if you use the appropriate move. So as long as you have stocks available, you will always get the enhanced versions of her special moves. So it's really worth your time to learn how to peek up at the health bar and see if you have a stock or two. It gives you a good idea, okay, maybe I could go for this now, or I shouldn't do this move because if I run out of stocks, etc., right? You'll get comfortable with it as the game goes on. You don't have to worry too much. It's kind of hard to keep a mental count because you're going to earn them and spend them so fast, so definitely keep an eye on it. The way you earn these stocks is by doing a move called Fuhajin, quarter circle back with kick button. The 3 versions are pretty much the same thing. They all launch the opponent in the air, and they all generate a stock. They do not have to hit. You can do them out here, spend a stock, and then earn another one. It doesn't have to make contact or anything like that. You earn a stock every time you do Fuhajin, as long as you complete it. If they smack you out of this, you won't get your stock in time. So if you're out at a distance and neither you or the opponent are being super aggressive, you can kind of just throw one of these out there if you need some stocks. Just be careful of stuff like Blanca Ball that can blow you up long range, and don't get caught by that. Otherwise, you can sneak these in at whatever opportunity you have because you're going to need them a lot. Some notes about the move itself, which is overall like really good. You can combo it out of pretty much anything you want. Even your jabs, 1, 2, 3, can combo into the medium version of it, which is kind of nice. The light version is the safest on block. The light one is -4, which at the range is going to get blocked at. You're probably good out there. The medium one, however, -6, it's a little bit closer. You could get tagged for that. So the lesson here is if you're going for a pokey stuff and it connects, you can go ahead and do the medium to combo, but if they wake up blocking, just do the light one and you'll stay safe for the most part. If you have to do something, like if you did a move that's committal, like that or something, you can do the light one and stay block string and, get out of there. You don't want to stop in the middle of a move that's like -12. You have this, which is probably going to keep you safe. It'll keep you at a range that it's okay. So just sort of learn that lesson when it comes to using this move. Not for its stock purposes, but just to use it. If you get your moves blocked, go ahead and do the light one to stay safe, and if you confirm the hit, medium one combos. The heavy one can only combo out of heavy buttons, like that, but it has the advantage of follows. You can get more damage off of the heavy one, so that's kind of cool to realize. So if you hit into a combo and you feel like you could use an extra stock, that's a good opportunity to just convert into the heavy one and get some super good damage and the combo from there. Otherwise, just like basic stuff, you're going to earn enough stocks doing that way. Once you have the stocks, then you can get into more advanced things. But it's super important for you to get them where you can. And situations where you don't have any and you make a nice little combo connect, that's a good place to get one. Other than that, you pick and choose your moments out here to throw one up and try to build a free stock without them catching you. You could kind of be risky and do it like right on top of them, like if you're in the corner and they're not super prone to pressing buttons, you can just throw one out and keep going. It's up to you. You got to learn how to get them in your game plan. It's pretty quick, and it's also definitely worth noting that these eat fireballs. You can do this and it negates a fireball coming at you. It'll lose to a double fireball or an OD or anything like that, but a single fireball out here in the distance, you can just scoop that fireball up and build yourself a stock that way as well. So Fuhajin is all around a really good move. A knockdown on hit, very easy to combo into, and you can use the light one to stay safe on block. That's excellent all around. So using that as much as possible is already a good thing, and doing that builds you stocks at the same time. So let's take a look at what having stocks actually does. If you look at the command list, it's these 3 moves right here. The quarter circle forward kick series that are affected by this. It doesn't touch anything else. Nothing else that she does, except maybe, yeah, her super. Her level 1 super has an extra thing, but whatever. It's these 3 moves. For the most part in Street Fighter, when you see quarter circle forward kick, the light, medium, and heavy versions are just like slightly different. One's faster, one's, you know, longer range, etc. For her, they're 3 completely different moves. The first one, light kick, is this little spinning dash right here. The medium kick is this overhead crescent kick like that. The heavy kick version is a spinning slash kick that knocks down. So, these 3 moves by themselves don't do anything beyond that. Just the spin kicks, whatever they are, etc., etc. However, if you have a stock built up, like I said, you can't control it. It'll use it automatically. So if you have a stock and you do the light kick version, it shoots a projectile along the ground. She does the same spin kick, and out comes a projectile with it. So this is really good all around for being a projectile. It's one of the types that's really slow, and you can use it to cover your approach and stuff like that. Fill in gaps in your block strings by throwing it out. Really, really good tool. So you need a stock every time to do this. As soon as you throw a fireball, you need to recharge it. So that's one reason to learn tons of little opportunities to stick in a Fuhajin, because you're going to be throwing these fireballs, you know, in several different places. You need to keep them built up. So light kick is really good for that. It's an excellent neutral tool if you have a stock. So with a stock, your medium version doesn't look like it changes a whole lot. However, the difference is when it hits. This move normally, when it hits the opponent, is only +2. However, if you have 1 stock, when this move lands, it becomes +8. And that now links. You can get a combo from that move afterward. Forward medium punch is an excellent choice. Crouching medium punch will probably work too, but it's just got less range than it. So keep that in mind. When you land any kind of combo, if you have a stock, you can use this medium version to continue the combo from there. And it doesn't have to end there. You can keep going. There's lots of stuff that you can do. You can do that and drive rush it further. There's lots of potential in there. So the medium kick version is a combo tool. It's not something you want to use in neutral. On block, it's really bad. I think it's like -10. And she has an overhead normal. Her forward medium kick is an overhead. That's all you. This is not useful for anything like that. There's no point in doing that in neutral unless you think you might hit them at random. Wouldn't worry about it. It's much more important to focus on this, that normal button for your neutral. This is basically just a combo tool. And if it's stocked, you get to combo from there. So the heavy kick is just this long range knockdown. She covers a good little distance. You can surprise people with that. But if you get blocked, it's pretty bad. You don't want to just be doing this for the sake of getting a free knockdown. There's better ways to cover your approach. If you want to cover distance, I mean, you have that kick. That's a way better option to go for. But what this does when it's stocked is basically just extra damage. You get 2 hits, and the knockdown's a little bit closer. That's kind of it. It's just sort of like a buffed up knockdown. Doesn't change how it works at all. So, all 3 of these moves gain a bonus when you have a stock to spend on it. Light kick turns into a fireball and becomes an excellent neutral tool. Medium kick gains a combo extension, becomes an excellent combo tool. Heavy kick just gains an extra heavy kick and more damage. Good for a combo ender. It kind of works pretty well there. The real trick to all of these things, however, is the ability to cancel them into each other. The command list doesn't... It tells you this, but it's really... It's a very verbose way to say all of it. It says can be followed up with the other 2 when Fuha is stocked. I'm not going to call them by their names. That's too complicated. But basically, this light kick is saying you can follow it up with the medium one or the heavy one if you have a Fuha stock, which is true. You can follow all of them with each other. I'm going to build up 3 stocks here real quick and watch what happens. Light, medium, heavy. All 3 of them go one after another. Boom, boom, boom. You can do it in the other order. I can do heavy, medium, light, stuff like that. They don't always combo the same. They have different timings. The fireball in the middle can work against you or it can work for you. But you think about it, if you did like, you know, the heavy version into the fireball and juggle combos, you could follow up that fireball and stuff like that. There's tons of potential in there. You can do it whatever order you want to. And there are a couple specific orders that are actually really good that you want to remember. But the way to think about this is you only get that with stocks. Only the stock version of these moves can link into each other. So if you want to do 2 of them linked together, you have to have 2 stocks. You have to do medium and then light. It spends 2 stocks. And if you have all 3 stocks,
Nice. Let's go.
You can do whatever combination you want to. Medium, light, heavy, etc. Whatever you feel like this situation demands. So that's got tons of potential that you can definitely figure out on your own. Go to the lab and work on your favorite combos and see what it is. But for the most part, the biggest takeaway of the group, I think, is the medium kick version and its combo extensions. The fact that you would be able to just do that in the middle of stuff. And then if that lands, you get the combo from there. Like, that makes it really, really useful in pressure. Being able to throw out this little fireball and then follow it up with the linker. Really good stuff in there. Like I say, each one of those transitions takes a stock. If you think about it one way, you need a stock to open up the sequence. The first one has to be a stock version of it. And then to cancel into anything else, you need to use up one more stock to do that, right? So one stock to open, 2 stocks to cancel into another one, and then all 3 stocks to cancel into a third. So take a look at all of those and see what it is that suits your needs. It's also not as complicated to do as you might think. The other part that I said is kind of verbose about all of this is where it says light kick to activate, medium to activate. I looked at that, like, what the hell does that mean? Because when I first started trying to do this, I would do the light kick into the medium, right? The super simple one. Light kick into the medium kick. And I'm like, why doesn't this work half the time? I'm doing it and I'm pressing. It turns out this light kick, you have to cancel like really, really fast. You have to press that button like almost immediately for that one to run. So that's why I wasn't getting it. I'm thinking, well, the quarter circle, I'm doing it. Am I not? It's not. The quarter circle is not even important. When this says medium kick to activate, that's all you have to do. I'm going to try to get it so you can hear the arcade stick during this little sequence. Let me charge up 2 stocks. So you can hear the 2 sounds. It's quarter circle, light kick, and then immediately press a medium kick. That's it. You don't have to press the quarter circles. So basically all you have to do to string these together is just press the corresponding button for the one you want to do next. And that works for all of them. Say if I do the heavy one, just press medium. There it goes. At any point you can do this as long as the move is still active. The problem with learning it is the light one is not active for very long. You have to do that one really fast. But some of them are easy to do, and you'll learn that eventually. Like I say, you're not going to use this all the time. They're going to be kind of situational, so it's up to you once you learn what they're good for, when to spend it, and how to use it and stuff like that. So that definitely makes it a lot easier on you. Okay, I got, whatever I was looking for. Here's my heavy one. Let me press medium. There's the spike. Really easy to do, to just mentally prepare yourself for the button sequence. So if you kind of think about it, it looks more like quarter circle forward, light kick, medium kick, heavy kick. Just button, button, button. That's all it takes to do this chaining stuff. You do not have to press the quarter circle. Just press the button for the next one while it's still going and active. So that is a load off the mind. The fact that you don't have to, execute these moves that dip, they're much simpler this way. So, with that in mind, there's one last little twist about all of this, and that is the EX versions of this. EX versions basically work as if they were the stocked version already without requiring a stock. It's kind of hard to explain that in the context of the other one, but remember how I said it takes 1 stock to open the sequence and then additional stock for the cancels? So with EX versions, you only need 2 stocks to do the cancels, and it'll look like this. Light, medium, and heavy. Only cost me 2 stocks. Because the first one didn't need to be stocked. Basically, it was an EX. You're spending 2 bars to get that property. And you'll also notice that successive uses of this, the cancel method requires stocks, and it requires an additional bar for each one. The 2 follow-up moves required 1 more bar instead of both. So, since this is much more powerful all around, it costs bar and stocks. So you can get away doing all 3 in the sequence with just 2 stocks, but you need 4 total bars, which is kind of expensive. And I can't see too many opportunities where you're going to do something like this all in a row like that. That's kind of minimal damage. Picking and choosing how you use these things is way better. Like if you're going to catch something, like if you caught that random low medium kick, just, drive rushing into a better combo and into the medium, that combo is way better. That's a way better usage of your resources. Just know that the link stuff is there, but you don't use it a ton. The one that I really like out of EXs is the heavy version of it, and the medium causes a bounce. That's kind of nice. I like that. You get an extra combo from there. So the The basic combo ender, you could just sort of end with the heavy one and get an extension. That's kind of cool. You get 2 hits out in the open and a 3rd hit in the corner. Otherwise, like they're the same function, right? The light one is good for neutral, the medium one's good for combos. As far as combos go, it's definitely worth noting that the medium one can only connect out of a high attack. You can't do a medium kick into a medium. That's not going to work. You need a heavy. Did I say high attack? I meant heavy. The stocked version, you need a heavy attack to go into it. So most of the time you're drive rushing, that's a good sequence. Crouching heavy punch, and then boom, there it is. And if you're stocked, you get the combo. And that's true for the EX one. The EX one can get you there. So technically you don't need a stock. If you just happen to catch this, you can get your combo extender version right away with 0 stocks by using the EX one. That's very cool. So in that situation, I have no need to cancel into the other 2. I got what I want, a basic combo extension. That's way more valuable than the whole sequence. The last thing to note about EX is how the hell you actually do them. Where it says L, M, and H to activate, you think about that. Those are the corresponding moves that they belong to. Each version has an EX. There's the light kick version of it. There's the medium kick version. And there's the heavy kick. But you have 3 buttons to do 2-button attacks, right? So basically the way that it works, in my mind, is the light version is done by the lightest 2 buttons. This is light plus medium. The heavy kick version is done by the heaviest buttons. That's medium plus heavy. And the medium kick version of it uses all the buttons except medium. That's the medium, done with light plus heavy. And it doesn't explicitly show you that in here at all. You just kind of have to learn that. You sort of just have to commit that to memory, that if you want the EX version of the medium, you do it with any 2 buttons that aren't medium. That's the best way I can describe it. The 2 light ones is light, the 2 heavy ones is heavy, and the medium one is the other 2 but medium. And that's sort of it. So that is definitely going to come into play. You need to learn those, especially for a situation like that, where you get the combo and you don't have a stock. You need to remember, oh, it's the 2 on the ends for your medium combo extension. That's kind of it. Once you get used to that and you get used to peeking back up at your stock system, pretty much can go forward without worrying about it too much. As long as you're aware that, oh, I either have an EX or a stock, I can go for the medium extension of my combos, and that's the biggest part of it. Out in the neutral, you have more time to look at your stocks, so you can be throwing your fireball and doing stuff like this. Once you've landed and confirmed a combo, you kind of need to be aware of what you got. So get used to peeking up there and seeing what it is that you can really unleash with. If you have 3 stocks, you could do nasty stuff, but I think judicious use of these stocks and getting the appropriate move for the situation goes way, way better. So that's it. That's pretty much all there is to it. It's a pretty simple system where she does a move to build stocks. Some of her other moves get enhanced by using those stocks, and that's it. The little bit of a gimmick of linking them together is kind of cool, but it's not the pivotal thing in this system. It's the upgraded versions that have the properties that really carries a lot of the weight. So I hope this is enough to get you started with it. I felt when I looked at the character, the explanations in the move list were, like I said, verbose and not really to the point. I didn't know what it meant to activate. So now hopefully this will kind of clear that up for you. That's actually just telling you, oh, there's a shortcut button. You just have to do this. And the EX versions, once you figure out the weird button system, which existed before, if you ever played another character in Street Fighter that had that, the EX stuff is the same. So if you're used to that, boom, done. All you got to worry about is your stocks and your bars. So that's it. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to click subscribe and notify and all that stuff down below so you get alerted for the next video. And hopefully I will see you there. Later.